Beautiful surroundings of Northern Ireland. This country covers around 5,500 miles and has stunning coastlines with long sandy beaches. Northern Ireland is home to all sorts of wildlife, in particular its seabird species. And around half of all Northern Ireland's biodiversity is found in its seas. Torella Beach in County Down spans 2 kilometres long. This beach offers scenic walks for locals and visitors from around the world. Due to the climate crisis we are facing, Northern Ireland's natural beauty gets covered in over 300 million tonnes of plastic waste per year, with 5% of the waste eventually ending up in the sea. In September 2019, a 27-foot minke whale got entangled in fishing gear and was washed up on the beach. This seal was also found on Torella Beach. Peter Casey is the head of Sea Shepherd NI, who are a marine conservation charity.
So Sea Shepherd was set up in 1977 by our founder Paul Watson, who had originally founded Greenpeace. He left because he felt like Greenpeace weren't active enough in stopping hunts. So he went out by buying his first ship. We've engaged in 30, 40, 50 campaigns since then, sinking illegal whaling ships, basically by making a name for ourselves. We say that it takes a pirate to stop a pirate. We've embraced that, we've turned it into our logo, and Sea Shepherd has grown and grown ever since then.
80% of marine litter is estimated to come from land, and 5 to 13 million tonnes of plastic ends up in our oceans every year. SSNI do several beach cleans each year to ensure the beach is clean and doesn't harm any wildlife.
We try to do our beach cleans as much as possible. At the minute we do maybe about 5 a year, but we'll be looking to increase that to maybe 15, 20. Basically, we're just here today to pick up any man-made debris, any plastics, nails, things like that. So the aim is to raise awareness to single-use plastics and plastics that are entering our marine ecosystems.
Volunteers around the local area are also passionate about keeping their local beaches clean.
Yeah, I mean, there's always so much litter, it's just everywhere. Although the one thing is, you can never go for a nice walk on a beach ever again because you just see litter everywhere.
I find, you know, those jelly shoes that you get? Stuff that I found today was probably like fishing stuff, like rope and twine and all that.
So as you can see, this is just a small bit of amount of the litter that we've lifted in the last half an hour. We've volunteers working the whole way along the beach, lifting man-made debris such as ropes and different things, fishing gear. So yeah, it's definitely productive, definitely worthwhile doing the beach clean. As you can see, no matter how clean a beach looks when you arrive at it, once you start looking and get your eye in, you can really find plenty of rubbish.
Alan's team work with various packaging companies around the UK to research new ways in plastic processing.
The emphasis of recent times has been on recycling, and the need for recycling, and certainly the Blue Planet effect has hit us with regards to research, and more people are looking to recycle and reuse plastics. This is a piece of fishing net, a small piece of a very large piece that we found on Torella Beach when we were doing a beach clean back in the summertime. The difficulty with fishing net is it's very difficult to cut up. It's very, very strong. The material that's in it is very highly orientated, and it's very difficult to reduce in size. And that's the first stage we need to do. We need to reduce it in size in order to reprocess it. So basically what I've done is I've just used shears to cut it. Obviously in a very, very small way, but it is quite difficult to cut. So hot shears is what we need really if we were going to do this in a larger scale. Or indeed a very large shredder with a lot of power to shred this up to make it into smaller particle sizes requires a lot of power, and that is a problem. What I'm going to do now is we've set up a very, very simple process, and it's set up simply because it was a demonstration for the public, and we wanted to show them very simply what we were doing. And basically, we heat it up and we compress it into a form, in which case it's a little coaster that we've made. Very, very simple. We heat it up, we cool it down. It takes about a half an hour, but it shows the process. So we can put it into the mould, and then we put the top piston in. And then we can place that into our platen press, which is 2 heated platens, which we can apply pressure, so that heats the mould up, which in turn heats the material up, and then forms the little coaster. Okay, so the mould is in the press now, so we'll just close it now. So that will apply.
This machine applies heat and pressure to the thermoplastic net and will be shaped into the mould, which can then be used to make other consumables. The National Trust are a conservation charity who protect over 1,100 kilometres of coastline in Northern Ireland. One of their sites is the Giant's Causeway, a famous rocky area of the coast in County Antrim. It's made up of thousands of hexagonal blocks of rock formed by ancient volcanic eruptions. Ruth Linton is a countryside ranger at the National Trust.
The Trust is always working to try and improve habitats for wildlife, and we've got some various kind of strategies in response to adaptation for climate change. As countryside rangers, we would go along and do litter picks in the bays around the causeway itself, and then we also do, because we look after quite a broad range of sites from around Kerry Head, which is kind of halfway between Port Ballantrae and Giant's Causeway, all the way across to Carrick-Reid. So that includes White Park Bay, which is quite a big beach on our patch, and we do quarterly litter picks there with Friends of Grip. So there have been cases of seabirds washing up, and they've been autopsied and they've just found plastic in their stomachs. And then there's been, of course, everyone's probably seen the really scary videos of albatrosses feeding plastic to their young and things like that. And that's all coming from North Atlantic Ocean and the oceans around us. So the North Channel is just this section.
Over a third of the birds commonly found in the northeastern Atlantic waters are known to ingest plastic, which blocks their digestive tracts and reduces reproductive rates. 3.5 tonnes of litter is lifted by the National Trust at the Giant's Causeway every year.
We at the National Trust, we try and work kind of cross departments and also with other conservation organisations around the UK when we can and if we can. But here, most recently, we've done kind of joint things with Keep Northern Ireland Beautiful. They'll maybe do regular litter surveys on our beaches, and then they'll let us know when they've done them so we can go and actually collect the litter that they do. The Trust also would work on a kind of broader scale with other organisations like Ulster Wildlife and like Causeway Coast and Glens, Heritage Trust, that type of thing, on almost a green coalition on which you would lobby the governments on different things that they would maybe like to see implemented.
Organisations across Northern Ireland are doing their part in protecting natural habitats and wildlife. If we all do one small thing every day, it will make a difference to saving our planet.
Really what I would say to anybody that's watching this film would be to please think about where your waste, what waste you're producing, where it comes from and what you can do to reduce it. Please think about the environment when you're acting in your everyday lives, whether that's with your diet, with what you consume, and just try and be more friendlier to the planet. Our environments are becoming degraded because of human activity, and just ask you maybe to join our next beach clean, get involved with Sea Shepherd and do your bit for the planet.